Hi there, good morning, and a very warm welcome to Frugalful. My name's Lara, this is a frugal living and budgeting channel, and welcome to the first Frugal Fridays food and fitness chat. Woo! Well, I guess actually it's the second one technically, because last week was the one where I told you about my goal I'm aiming towards and the why, the big why, big being the word for the bit here. Oh, and it was just so wonderful, the lovely comments that I received from you. Thank you so much. All the encouragement and the kind, supportive, thoughtful words, and sharing about your experiences too and your journeys with weight loss. We're all in this together. We can be there for one another through this frugal and foodie journey together. So I'm really looking forward to that, and we can do this. Let's do this together. So this is week one weigh-in today. Before I update you on my weight this week, I was going to have a chat to you about part of what I was on about in the next bit. So the next part of the video is some stuff that I filmed of food that I've been making myself during the week. I did allow myself a treat last night. I had a takeaway for a treat last night using some of my social sinking fund. So that's a separate thing to my food budget. I have a social sinking fund which I hadn't used because I've not been able to see people as much as I would have liked this month due to so many things going on. So I did allow myself a wee treat with that, out with the regular food budget. So then so that was my treat. And then I'd gone to see my mum on Tuesday evening. I went to see my mum, and she had very kindly made some cheesecake. So I had a piece of that, and she gave me a piece for the next day. So I have had a few treats. I had some treats in moderation at the weekend as well. Reasonable moderation. But what I really kick-started was the healthy eating on Monday through the week for my main meals. And what I did is I've started doing the fasting thing, just having some almond milk in my coffee because it doesn't have as much sugars in it. It's like sugar-free and non-sweetened. And apparently it's a much better option for reducing sugar in the diet than, say, soya or particularly oat milk. So I've made that switch and my taste buds are fine with that. And then I'm having black coffee sometimes if I can face it, but not at home if I'm out. But I just don't enjoy black coffee. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to wait until my body actually feels hungry in the day before I start eating. And where possible, I've started following the principles of this person called the Glucose Goddess. And thank you to the person who's lent me this book, because I think it's going to be really helpful. It's got loads of different recipes in different ways. So the idea of the Glucose Goddess is she's a biochemist, and she tries to find ways to recommend that, she's got loads of ways that she recommends that. I obviously need a bit more coffee. Hold on. There, that should do it. So she has all kinds of tips and suggestions and ideas. The idea is that if you do these things, it helps reduce the sugar spike, the glucose blood sugar spike in the body, which is a really positive thing to try and do, because glucose sugar spikes in the body, they can have negative impacts on health in many ways. They also make it difficult for losing weight, and they actually, encourage gaining of weight. So it's just much healthier overall to try and have less drastic sugar spikes in the body. This is the idea behind it. So one of the things with that is having like a kind of vegetable based thing to break the fast, something that doesn't contain any sugars. And then obviously having less things containing sugars is helpful, but having more things like vegetables in general and protein and less starchy things and things containing sugars in meals. So I've started taking baby steps implementing these things and just being more sensible in general. I have had treats as I've described, don't get me wrong, but things have been more sensible and more moderation. I've been also walking a lot. And I'll let you know how the weight is this week. Once I return, I'm going to show you some of the foodie things I've prepared for the week for meals when I've been very busy on the move, and it's been very, very helpful. I also have bought, I was talking about this earlier in the Low Spend January, I bought this book, My Weight Loss Journal. I haven't started using it yet, apart from the About Me page. Oh, and I started writing down a few ideas for meals and things. My starting weight, my starting measurements, and my goal weight. It does have things like a food and exercise tracker. I'm thinking that I might use this and do like a food diary. Let me know in the comments if you would find it helpful if I shared my food diary. I'm not sure how helpful a tool that would be yet. I do have a thing over here, 2 seconds, and I'll go grab it. I do have a thing here that I was thinking of using for actually writing down what I plan to eat and using it, because it has this at the bottom, for planning any food items to pick up to prepare the proposed meals of the next week. And then I could maybe then jot down what I do eat in a day to start building some awareness of that. I think that could be a very helpful tool. Also, thanks so much in the comments for the helpful tips and ideas and suggestions that you've left about things that you find beneficial and have helped you with weight loss. And keep them coming, it's really great. And also please let us know in the comments, how's your week gone? How has your weight loss process been going this week? And have you had a lighter number on the scales, or feeling better in yourself, or your clothes a bit looser? We'd love to hear feedback about that. The other thing, just very briefly too, before I show you some of the foodie things I've prepped for the week, you might be able to hear behind me here, it's quite wild and windy, or I should say very wild and windy. It's to get much more wild and windy. We have proposed heavy storms. There's an actual official weather warning out for today. So not sure whereabouts you are, but if you have had that warning too, please take great care. I hope you can stay safe today. And I really hope you're unaffected by the adverse weather or any other adverse weather wherever you are. Just please take care and hope all is well. I'll be back shortly with the weight for this week. You can probably tell it's a good one because I'm grinning. See you in a second. This is my first meal where I'm going to try and follow some of the principles that I was learning about in the Glucose Goddess book. So it talks about having some kind of vinegar before eating. Also talks about the idea of kind of cloaking your food in vegetables. So like, it's not cloaking, like kind of sandwiching your food with vegetables. So before eating things that have starches or sugars, having vegetables first. So my plan is starting with my edamame soya beans, which are a great protein source. And I've got a slight soy sauce, like low salt soy sauce, and a bit of white vinegar for a dressing. And then a bit of cheese, satsuma, a banana. So I know these are sugary, but it's just to use them up. I'm quite happy to have more veg than fruit any day, but I'll just get them used up. And I've got a veggie sausage roll and a carton of juice. Again, a lot of sugar in that, but just to use it up. So that's going to be the first meal I have, trying out some of these principles and see how it feels. break my fast with that as an early lunch. I've also this morning switched to almond milk, which tastes a bit weird, but not as bad as I thought it would be, and I think I'll get used to it quite quickly. Apparently, according to the glucose goddess lady, the almond milk is a better choice in terms of like sugar. So it's either kind of cow's milk, or things like almond milk don't contain all the sugars, like a kind of full fat cow's milk, that is. They don't contain the sugars in the way that soya. I think soya is meant to be not too bad either, but I've been having oat milk and a lot of it in my coffee, which I think is a big part of the problem that I've been facing, because there's a lot of sugar in that, because oat is carbs, it's sugars, it's starches, and oat milk in itself is sugary apparently. So hopefully that one switch alone is going to make quite a big difference. Here's hoping. So although I've kind of broken my fast because I've had some almond milk in my coffee this morning, it's not going to cause glucose spikes, sugar spikes, like blood sugar spikes in the way that the oat milk would. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Hi from Bella and I. Yes. I'm going to turn this camera around and show you what I'm making for dinner. Well, it could be dinner for a couple of nights, or it could be multiple lunches. Let me show you. So I have this yellow split pea dal recipe. So I'm just boiling up the yellow split peas. I'm going to adapt the recipe to bulk it out with lots of vegetables, make it more filling. It's going to contain lots of veggies and lots of different forms of protein, so it should be a really good energy booster with 0 carbs, and I think that's going to be really helpful for starting off this week with a real kind of oomph, kick-starting it. So onions are in the recipe anyway. I'm going to bulk it out with some peas and sweet corn, some mushrooms, and some of these grilled peppers. Now, I don't know if they're in brine or olive oil. If they're in olive oil, that could be fats. If not, I've got this olive oil, because some healthy fats are still important. Chickpeas, red kidney beans. These are not in my recipe. Everything else is in my recipe. So that's garlic, stock cube. You know, there's always got to be garlic with me. Some chili flakes, tomato puree. I think I said the stock cube there. Cinnamon, ginger, cumin, and turmeric. So that's everything. I do have a booze-free beer there, low-cal. Broke my fast with something that's non-sugary. A vegetarian sausage roll. I say broke my fast. It's not really a fast because I had lunch at about 2 today. So I ate that at about 5:30, that sausage roll. So this is kind of like me and my sort of 1 hour 1 hour eating window. So I'm sort of doing 2 meals a day at the moment. Almond milk with my coffee or black coffee before breaking my fast, and having either a late breakfast or a late breakfast, early lunch, or if I can hold off and fast a bit longer, a late lunch. But I'm going to always try and, at the moment, at least at the beginning, while I'm getting my body into the flow of this, try and have an early dinner, have my tea time as early as I can manage, and then try and sort of from 6 or 7 onwards begin the fasting period and have a lot more water. And hopefully that's going to give it a real kickstart for this weight loss. But I'll keep you posted with these weigh-ins as well. I'll be back soon and show you how it's looking. I'm so looking forward to trying this. Doesn't that look good? And I'm making something else too with the little spectator. Yes, Bella. She's watching the proceedings very closely. So I have decided to air fry some sprouts. For my first ever time doing this, I thought these could be a really good healthy snack. So I've air fried the sprouts. They do look a bit black. I don't think they're overburnt or anything. I think I've just done them well done. But that's kind of how I want to try them and see if they're nice and crispy. I have seasoned them with the following. First of all, some Fry Light low-cal cooking spray. Some Atlantic sea salt, some onion granules, and finally, a very unusual but special ingredient to try for the first time. It's called olive herb salt. Now, I got this when I was away in Japan a couple of years ago for my 40th birthday trip from an island called Shodoshima. And it is also known as the Olive Island because most of Japan's olives are grown there because it's a kind of Mediterranean climate. It's even got its own mascot called Olive Shima-chan, who I'll show you in just a wee second. But I thought this was a really special food souvenir from that island because I wasn't going to try and transport a load of olives in a suitcase. I thought this was a good thing instead, and it's going to last and give me lots of pleasure across lots of meals. So there's a good sprinkling of this on the sprouts. Can't wait to see what that tastes like. I'll go and get Olive Shima-chan to show you. Here he is. Olive Shima-chan. Fun mascot. He was everywhere in the tourist info. Yes, your mummy is bonkers, isn't she? Time for a taste test. All right, here it goes. Oh, I'll get this spoon out of the way. Okay, so first of all, the sprouts. Oh my God, that's good. I'm getting a delicious flavour explosion. So they're soft in the middle, kind of crunchy on the outside, and the seasonings give a really lovely flavour. I much prefer sprouts like this. And I'm really enjoying that combination of the herbs and the salt. Definitely a big thumbs up for that. I can taste the herbiness, the onioniness. I don't have a good vocabulary to describe the herbs and the flavours. It's good. It's good. That's the main thing. And it's healthy. Right. Time for the kind of upgraded split pea dal. Wow. I am loving that. That tastes so good. So good. I put the exact amount of spices in as I would in a normal dal. Lovely combination of flavours. I did put in more tomato puree because there were more vegetables. Really happy with the balance. Loving the curry flavour, but it's not overpowering. And all these other nutritious ingredients. It's just packed with goodness. And it's great because this is going to last for loads of meals to get me through the week. Don't get me wrong, I might be slightly sick of it by the end, but it's set me up for healthy food for the week. And I don't have to think about food prepping when I'm tired. This will get me off to a good start, strong start. And I don't. So I am very happy to report that my first week I have lost 3 pounds. Hooray! I'm really, really chuffed with that, especially considering that I've been having treats and things as well, here and there, but much more sensibly than I would have before. So as I get this thing into high gear and start really establishing these healthy eating patterns and habits, I'm hoping that it's just going to be good, steady progress. But I'm so glad things are now finally going this way with the weight. Thank goodness. So I'm now at 15.6, which is still way higher than I would like. But hey, that is a good start. So thank you so much for watching today, and very best wishes to you. See you again soon on Frugalful. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.